Right now, there's fat wrapped around your organs that you can't see or feel. It's called visceral fat, and after 40, your body's changing metabolism makes you more susceptible to accumulating it. Unlike the fat you can pinch, this hidden fat releases inflammatory chemicals directly into your bloodstream 24/7. I'm Adrian. I've been a family physician for 17 plus years, and I help people feel and perform better and live longer using simple science-backed habits that fit into busy lives. Recent research shows strong connections between visceral fat and increased dementia risk and sets you up for diabetes and heart disease. But here's what you need to know. Evidence-based strategies can effectively target this dangerous fat when applied consistently. At 40, your body undergoes measurable metabolic changes that increase visceral fat storage. This isn't about willpower alone. Research shows real hormonal and physiological shifts occur. Your growth hormone production naturally declines with age. Studies show that while less than 5% of men aged 20 to 40 have low growth hormone markers, about 30% of men over 60 show reduced levels. Testosterone levels also decline by approximately 1 to 2% annually after age 30. These hormones control where your body stores fat. When they drop, fat storage shifts from arms and legs straight to your abdomen wrapped around your organs. After 30, you lose 3 to 5% of your muscle mass per decade, according to Harvard research. Muscle tissue burns calories even when you're sleeping. When you lose muscle, your metabolism crashes. Your body needs fewer calories to function, but your appetite stays the same. Those extra calories get converted to fat, and after 40, that fat heads straight to your organs. The muscle loss creates a domino effect. Lower metabolic rate means more fat storage. More fat storage means inflammation, and that damages the very systems that could help you burn fat effectively. Visceral fat isn't just stored energy, it's metabolically active tissue that releases inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These chemicals interfere with insulin signaling throughout your body. The more visceral fat you have, the more inflammation you create. The more inflammation you have, the more insulin resistant you become. This creates a vicious cycle that feeds on itself. And if you're finding this helpful, I break things like this down in a free newsletter for people who want to feel better, live longer, and cut through the health noise. No fluff, just real practical stuff that works. You can sign up below. After 40, these systems gradually weaken. The process happens slowly, making it easy to ignore. By the time symptoms appear, dangerous visceral fat accumulation has often been building for years. Research shows that targeting visceral fat requires a comprehensive approach, addressing multiple metabolic pathways simultaneously. Single interventions create temporary changes, but visceral fat returns because underlying dysfunction remains unaddressed. So what can we do? Pillar 1, strategic exercise protocols. Both high-intensity interval training and moderate-intensity continuous training are effective for visceral fat reduction. Meta-analysis show comparable effectiveness between approaches, with HIIT offering time efficiency, requiring about 40% less time for similar results. Effective protocols include things like 4x4 method, 4 minutes at 85 to 95% max heart rate, 3 minutes recovery, repeated 4 times. Short intervals, 20 seconds high intensity, 10 seconds recovery, repeated 6 to 8 cycles. Running shows slight advantages over cycling for visceral fat reduction. Resistance training rebuilds the metabolically active muscle tissue you lose. More muscle means higher resting metabolic rate, creating permanent increases in calorie burning that target stored fat. Aim for 3 to 5 sessions weekly, focusing on compound movements. Pillar 2, nutrition timing and quality. Intermittent fasting shows modest but meaningful effects on visceral fat when combined with food quality attention. The 16-8 method, 8-hour eating window, is most studied, while 14 to 10 may be more sustainable. The key mechanism is improved insulin sensitivity during fasting periods. During eating windows, focus on high fiber vegetables that stabilize insulin response. Lean protein supporting muscle maintenance. Healthy fats that don't spike insulin, and minimally processed foods reducing inflammatory load. Pillar 3, stress management. Chronic stress directly promotes visceral fat storage through cortisol elevation. Cortisol has more receptors in visceral fat cells than anywhere else, meaning stress literally programs fat storage around your organs. Evidence-based methods include mindfulness meditation. Studies show 20 to 30% cortisol reductions. Regular yoga combines movement with stress reduction. Deep breathing can lower cortisol for hours after 10 minutes. Time in nature, natural cortisol reduction. And pillar 4, sleep optimization. Sleep deprivation disrupts hormones controlling hunger and fat storage. When you sleep less than 7 hours nightly, your body produces ghrelin, increases hunger, and less leptin, signals fullness. Studies show people sleeping 6 hours or less accumulate significantly more visceral fat than sleeping 7 to 8 hours. Quality sleep also regulates cortisol and growth hormone release. Poor sleep keeps cortisol elevated while reducing growth hormone. Exactly opposite of what you need. So why do all these 4 pillars matter? When you combine all 4 approaches, you create metabolic conditions that make visceral fat storage difficult to maintain. Your exercise forces fat burning while rebuilding muscle. Your nutrition timing optimizes insulin sensitivity. Your stress management controls cortisol, and your sleep maintains hormone balance. This addresses root causes rather than just symptoms. Individual results may vary, of course, depending on genetics, health status, and consistency. But reducing visceral fat after 40 isn't about dramatic transformations or perfect protocols. It's about understanding how your body has changed and consistently applying strategies that work with your biology. Recent research connecting visceral fat to brain health makes this urgent beyond aesthetics. Studies show strong associations between midlife visceral fat and later cognitive decline. Targeting visceral fat represents one of the most important health decisions you can make for your future self. So here's a 14-day protocol you could try getting started. Begin with 2 exercise sessions. Hit or moderate intensity and experiment with 14-10 time-restricted eating. Focus on food quality during eating windows. In week 2, add resistance training and implement daily stress management, even just 5 to 10 minutes. Begin tracking sleep patterns to identify improvements. This gradual approach builds sustainable habits. Visceral fat accumulation took years. Reversing it requires patience and consistency rather than perfection. Of course, individual responses vary significantly. Genetics, health status, medications, and circumstances all influence results. Make sure you contact your health provider before making any changes. The goal is progress, not perfection. Small, consistent changes compound over time to create meaningful improvements. Your body after 40 may require different strategies than when younger, but it's absolutely capable of positive change when you work with your biology rather than against it. So if this video has been helpful, you'll want to watch this one next. It's handpicked to help you learn more. Click it now and I'll see you there. And thanks for watching.